screen kan. Okey, terlebih dahulu saya ingin mengucapkan ribuan terima kasihlah kepada para media kerana sudi menghadiri persidangan nasional Parti Gerakan Rakyat Malaysia yang ke-49. Memang hari ini adalah kita berasa bersyukur kerana boleh mengadakan persidangan ini. Seperti saya katakan, kita memang mengikut prosedur SOP dan kita memang kita mendapatkan permit daripada Majlis Keselamatan Negara bahawa kita boleh menjalankan persidangan National Delegate bagi Parti Gerakan pada pagi yang mulia ini. Oleh itu, memang saya pun nak ambil kesempatan ini mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada Yang Amat Berhormat Pengerusi Perikatan Nasional merangkap Perdana Menteri kita kerana sudi membuatkan peresmian kepada persidangan pada pagi mulia ini. Walaupun dalam video recording, tetapi ini adalah satu memang bermakna lah dan baik untuk Parti Gerakan. Kerana persidangan ini telah diadakan selepas kita masuk Perikatan Nasional. So sebagai komponen parti di Perikatan Nasional, saya pun nak ambil kesempatan ini untuk memastikan gerakan akan menang atau membantu Perikatan Nasional menang dalam PRU yang akan datang ini. Dan selain daripada segi politik yang telah bincang pada hari ini, kerana parti kita memang satu parti yang non-ethnic political party. Oleh itu, ideologi parti kita mesti ditegaskan. Terutamanya kita telah mengadakan satu impian Malaysia 100 tahun merdeka. That means that what the Malaysia will be after the 100 years independent in our country. So tidak lama lagi, seperti saya katakan, 36 tahun lagi lah kita akan mengadakan atau menyambut 100 tahun selepas merdeka. But what kind of Malaysians that we are looking for? So Parti Gerakan pun nak ambil kesempatan ini nak buatkan cadangan kepada Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri. Yang pertama ialah konsep kemalaysiaan yang seperti ada katakan, ini adalah standing bahawa Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri untuk meresmikan strategi rangka tindakan perpaduan 2021 sampai 2030. Yang kedua, memang seperti saya katakan, pendidikan adalah satu perkara yang penting di negara kita. Oleh itu, we set a target of the top 20 for the QS World ranking, university ranking for Malaysia. Dan of course, selain daripada seperti saya katakan penjagaan alam sekitar, kedudukan indeks kajian bertaraf antarabangsa, saya nak buat tambahan dekat sini ialah keamanan negara memacu ke tempat kelima di antarabangsa. This is one of the KPI, and we also would like to propose that our index of public integrity, now currently we have in the 44th position. We should target in the year 2057. We need to capai top 10 on for Malaysia. And indeks persepsi rasuah, walaupun seperti yang katakan kita mesti bebas daripada rasuah, tetapi kita punya indeks persepsi rasuah itu now current is 51, then we have to move to top 10. So ini adalah perkara-perkara yang kita membangkit di persidangan Nasional Parti Gerakan Rakyat Malaysia pada pagi ini. Okay. Any questions? Yep.
Tadi ada kursi tradisi, ada lagi typo dalam perkataan dalam penjarahan. Macam mana?
Seperti yang katakan, selepas kita dianggotai sebagai komponen parti di Perikatan Nasional, memang saya adakan mesyuarat secara Zoom atau bermaya online dengan pemimpin-pemimpin Parti Gerakan. Saya dah katakan dengan jelasnya bahawa yang first task atau task yang priority bagi kita ialah memastikan Perikatan Nasional menang dalam PRU yang ke-15. This is our first priority, okay? So, I pun sudah bagi arahan kepada semua lapisan pemimpin-pemimpin parti gerakan dalam taraf negeri dan bahagian bahawa all the seats and positions we leave it to the Perikatan Nasional to decide. Okay? Kerana oleh itu I katakan we don't talk about seats. Of course we leave it to the Perikatan Nasional Pusat membuatkan keputusan. Memanglah kita pun ada dalam pusat. Oleh itu semasa itu all the decisions will be made by the President Council of the Perikatan Nasional. So this is the promise or the arahan that we have given to all the grassroots and also the pemimpin-pemimpin di parti kita.
Datuk, dalam speech Datuk ada mention pasal persiapan raya. Datuk mention tentang kursi itu, strategi ini, malah dalam ucapan Perdana Menteri pun ada menyebut kesediaan parti. Tapi Datuk juga ada mention sewaktu menyertai PRK dan juga it was like a litmus test untuk melihat kelebihan dan juga kelemahan. So maybe you can share daripada situ apa telah dipelajari untuk menghadapi PRK.
Okey, sebelum menjawab soalan ini, saya nak katakan tambahan pula tadi soalan saya belum habis. I katakan there's no such thing about traditional seats anymore. Okay? When I say traditional seats, dulu di Barisan Nasional kita bertanding 12 parliament seats dan 33 DUN seats Dewan Undangan Negeri. Dan memanglah persepsi bagi pemimpin-pemimpin kita ialah masih ada traditional seats that must be contested by parti gerakan. So yang ini mindset yang kita kena remove lah. Kita tak boleh ada persepsi ini. Kemungkinan besar kita akan bertanding lebih daripada apa yang telah kita bertanding di PRU yang ke-14. Kemungkinan kurang, kemungkinan pun lebih. So oleh itu lebih atau kurang ini is not our top priority. Lebih or kurang, all this have to make sure Perikatan Nasional win the coming general elections. So yang ini adalah sangat penting. Sekali lagi I nak katakan the seats, everything we leave it to Perikatan Nasional. Of course we will judge who will be the winnable candidate from which component party, and later on Perikatan Nasional akan membuatkan keputusan dan mengumumkan kawasan-kawasan yang kita akan bertanding. So this is very clear. I have to katakan tak ada traditional seats anymore. So seperti saya katakan semasa Tanjung Piai by-election, once more we didn't regret at all that we take part in the Tanjung Piai by-elections. So seperti saya katakan, yang ini adalah satu litmus test atau kita nak tahu sampai tahap apa parti gerakan telah mencapai selepas 2019 satu tahun kita memperkukuhkan organisasi, kita memperkuatkan perhubungan kita daripada pemimpin kepada akar umbi. Oleh itu kekuatan yang kita nampak itu ialah kita katakan apabila kita mobilize kita punya akar umbi, memang we can see that the movement or the mobilizations of the grassroots been seen in the Tanjung Piai by-election. For your information, on the penamaan calon, all this what you have been seen, all the flat, all the supporters, mainly all is our parti gerakan members. So here we can see, we are there on dari segi mobilisation, daripada segi organisation, we are there. Tetapi pun ada kelemahan. Kelemahan yang seperti saya katakan, memanglah kita tahu, kita katakan third force atau bagi pilihan yang tambahan kepada pengundi untuk memilih kita itu memang belum matang lagi lah. It's not matured yet until today lah. Look at it. Because nampak situasi parti politik di negara kita memang is look at which gabungan is stronger, or which gabungan able to deliver the promises atau janji-janji kepada rakyat. I think this will be the reality that we have to face. Oleh itu, selepas Tanjung Piai by elections, kita buat keputusan daripada ahli-ahli jawatan kuasa pusat dan juga ahli-ahli jawatan kuasa pusat kerja, the CWC, Central Working Committee, dan kita mesti bersama dengan satu gabungan untuk menghadapi PRU yang akan datang atau PRU yang ke-15. Dan seperti yang katakan dekat persidangan tadi, kita memang setuju prestasi Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri kita Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin yang melawan COVID-19, dan kita memang setuju yang ini memang standing dengan ideologi bagi parti gerakan, juga kerajaan atau pemimpin-pemimpin need to be integrity dan bebas daripada rasuah, and we don't interfere the judiciary of the country. Maksudnya kita tak interfere kehakiman di negara kita. This is important. Or else why we need to have all the judiciary and we are going and interfere. So from here, I nampaklah selepas Yang Amat Berhormat Tan Sri Muhyiddin menjadi Perdana Menteri yang ke-8 sampai sekarang, I think whatever he had done, he talk less. He just work, make sure that every day, as Prime Minister says, that trying to very best to make sure people be benefited, take care of the people, seperti vaccines and all this. This is action is more than better than just talking lah. Dan tak nampak dekat Pakatan Harapan sampai hari ini pun masih talk about who will be the Prime Minister. So that's why you can see the two different pemimpin di negara kita. One is Perikatan Nasional, one is Pakatan Harapan. Pakatan Harapan still talk about who will be the Prime Minister, or Anwar Ibrahim saying that he want to be a Prime Minister, he got the seats or he got the support and all this. Sampai sekarang kita pun tak nampak apa. So that's why rakyat lah, I think rakyat very clearly know that who is demi rakyat, who is demi kuasa. So that one is very clear cut that we can see. So seperti yang katakan, kita nampakkan prestasi Yang Amat Berhormat Tan Sri Muhyiddin, dan juga kita nampak perjanjian beliau ini setanding dengan ideologi bagi Parti Gerakan Rakyat Malaysia. Oleh itulah kita memberi sokongan yang sepenuhnya kepada Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin, dan kita juga menunjukkan hasrat kita dan baru-baru saja diterima sebagai komponen parti Perikatan Nasional. Yes, please.
You seem to have left everything to Perikatan to decide for the party. Would it be all right with Gerakan as the next for the next poll, it might be a snap poll? Would it be all right for Gerakan if Perikatan does not allocate any seats for Gerakan in the next general election, and you don't seem to be very much eager in working with UMNO and Barisan Nasional, as you had just said in your speech? Why is that?
Okay, pertama, soalan yang pertama ialah saya nak katakan I leave it to the Perikatan Nasional Pusat, and I just would like to menegaskan sekali lagi, we are in the Perikatan Nasional Pusat. So when I say I leave it to the Pusat to make the decisions, that means we are part of the decision maker. Then I cannot see that, I don't think so it will be happen that Gerakan don't contest any seats in the coming general elections. I think this is impossible. But what I'm trying to focus or menegaskan ialah our top priority is to make sure Perikatan Nasional win the general elections. This is important. So that's why when I say that when it come to the seats allocations or negotiations and all this, we use our open-minded. I mean, nothing can be hide. That means if you are winnable, you are winnable. Okay, all facts akan menunjukkan bahawa who can representing Perikatan Nasional to win the general elections. So this is the mindsets that we have. We have to make sure Perikatan Nasional to win. Who will be the candidate to us is secondary. But this is what I'm trying to explain. So yang kedua, the next question is we are not working with UMNO. Okay, it doesn't mean that we are not working with UMNO. I'm trying to say that we are working in Perikatan Nasional. So whether at the GE 15, UMNO will be part of the coalitions or UMNO will be part of the Perikatan Nasional or not, we are okay. We have to make sure we win only. So as I say, PN need to be win, okay? But we respect all the decisions made by PN, Perikatan Nasionals. Whether later on the whole Barisan Nasional work together with Perikatan Nasional to have a gabungan baru to face the GE 15 or not, or we accept and we welcome. As I say, nobody want to have a lose-lose situation. Kita nak win-win situation. Seperti dalam media, I dah banyak kali katakan, if we can negotiate until we have 1-1 and we have a higher chance on to win the seats, then we will negotiate. Okay, if the negotiation fail, then we face it lah. As a political party, then we have to face it lah. Either it's 3-corner fight, 4-corner fight, 5-corner fight, then we face it. Because none of the political party worried or scared about general elections. This is part of the process that we have to go through. As I say just now, mentioned the Tanjung PI by-election. Why Parti Gerakan after the 8 by-election only take part on the Tanjung PI by-elections? Because before that, we are not ready yet. We also don't know how good we are, our organizations and all this. So because Tanjung PI, if I'm not mistaken, is on the end of the year 2019. It's already almost 1 year. The strengthening process, the training will be given, all briefing, all with all the grassroots and all this. So I think it's a time to do a litmus test or checking on our KPI whether it's okay or not. Okay, so that's why we are there.
Datuk kata Datuk serahkan kursi kepada PN Pusat. Adakah Datuk masih fokus pada Pulau Pinang atau macam mana?
Pulau Pinang memang adalah state atau negeri yang Parti Gerakan would like to put as the front states until today. Okay, until today also is our front states. And I think, we had indicated to Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri that I think Perdana Menteri aware, as during his speech dia pun katakan penubuhan parti is not young, it's 1968 until today. So that's why the history of the Parti Gerakan kita ditubuhkan di Pulau Pinang. Kita memang sebagai Ketua Menteri selama 39 tahun, all this track record we had. And I think is our grassroots wish and also hasrat kita, Penang is our front states. So we will share this or kongsi pendirian bagi Parti Gerakan itu di Pusat Perikatan Nasional. Yep. I nak katakan yang ini seperti I katakan yang ini pendirian bagi Parti Gerakan saja. Kita tidak mewakili komponen parti the Perikatan Nasional. I katakan pendirian kita sebagai anggota yang baru di Perikatan Nasional dan cara-cara atau strategi kita bahawa kita tak nak traditional seats anymore. Bukan tak nak, kita nak menang saja. Kita punya maklumat very clear. As I say, we need to return back to Parliament and Dewan Undangan Negeri. It's no point that you contest 100 seats and you lost everything. What for? So that's why I katakan sekali lagi kan, we say we don't have any traditional seats, means that I want my grassroots, I want my pemimpin change the mindset. As I say, change is a must already. It's not an option. Bukan satu pilihan lagi, it's a must already. So if my mindset, the mindset of my grassroots, my pemimpin, if not changed, then how I'm going to face the new norm of the general elections? So that's why ini memanglah tanggungjawab bagi pemimpin-pemimpin parti gerakan that we have to make sure we change it and make sure we return back to Parliament and Dewan Undangan Negeri.
The next general election, you said it's a live or die. So, when what is your promise? What is your promise in the next general election if Parti Gerakan does not get any seats? What will you do?
When I say when I say do or die, or in Chinese we say 生死战, means we all out to make sure we win. So I think it's impossible that we cannot get any seats. This is the directions that we have to put it up that we will win the GE 15. When I win means that we need to return back to Parliament and Dewan Undangan Negeri. There's no second thought. What if we kalah? No more. So that's why, as I told my grassroots and also pemimpin, don't ask me anymore on what if we already decided to go in Perikatan Nasional. So we will go all out under Perikatan Nasional, make sure Perikatan Nasional win the GE 15. That's it. Stop. Then we go. That's all. So no second thought, apalah kita kalah lagi lah and all this, no more. I rather use the energy yang kita fikiran, kita punya masa, kita punya resources to think how to make sure Perikatan Nasional win the general elections. Don't have any second thought what you turn lah, kalah lah and all this, no more. We just go forward. And I told the pemimpin also that we already decided in GE 15 we will use Perikatan Nasional logo or flags to contest the GE 15. Yep.
As part of the decision maker in Perikatan Nasional, how many parliament and state seats is Gerakan targeting to? Because we can see that Gerakan was allocated 11 or 12 parliamentary seats in 2018 and 33 state seats at that time. So how many seats do you think is appropriate for Gerakan in the next election?
Okay, seperti yang katakan, bukan soalan tanya berapa seat Parti Gerakan target. Of course, Parti Gerakan we have our own wish list. Wish list means that the kerusi parlimen atau Dewan Undangan yang kita nak bertanding. Tetapi this is not important. This is only the wish list. The most important is whether whoever wish list, tak kisahlah Bersatu punya wish list, PAS punya wish list, STAR punya wish list, SAPP punya wish list, Gerakan punya wish list. Kita semua pun ada wish list masing-masing. Tetapi which wish list can make sure Perikatan Nasional win the GE 15 is our top priority.
Tetapi berapa kerusi yang ada
No lah,
dalam
don't have any no. When I say don't have mean it's not important anymore. So that's why I don't want to share on the wish list and all because it's not important. The important is to make sure PN win. Perikatan Nasional win. This is our top priority. So that's why it's not important then mengapa nak jawab soalan berapa seats lagi nanti dia I jawab kata I nak tanding sini nanti you create all the issue lagi ini kerusi Gerakan nak bertanding ini Bersatu nak bertanding ini then no need lah. So give as I say priority make sure PN win. Thank you.
Last question. last question
Datuk mention tentang pendirian gerakan untuk supaya tiada kursi tradisi. Namun kalau kata anggota parti lain tidak setuju, adakah gerakan akan ubah pendirian atau macam mana?
Bukan. Komponen parti setuju atau tidak ini tak berkaitan dengan pendirian parti gerakan. Parti gerakan katakan our pendirian is we need to change our concept or our mindset, no more traditional seats. Okay, so maksud apa? Maksud that we've just focus on the winnable seats for Perikatan Nasional, not parti gerakan, Perikatan Nasional. So as I say, during Perikatan Nasional, during the discussions of the seats and all this, whoever can win the seats for Perikatan Nasional, then that component party will representing the Perikatan Nasional to contest the GE15. So that one is very clear that we don't have kita kata oh ini seats traditional, ini mesti gerakan bertanding, no such thing anymore. Kerana you nak katakan how many seats we won in GE14? Zero. Apa ke you nak lagi? I katakan memang unless you can prove that you can win, then we will representing Perikatan Nasional to contest. But back to the question, kata seats, targeted seats, we also cannot, even though we have so-called the wish list, tetapi you look at the situasi arena politik di negara kita change from time to time. I pun tak tahu sampai I think the change will be happen until the GE15 bubarkan. Maybe only still got changes. So why we put so much effort on thinking seats? Why not we focus on the strategy, the three corner fight, how to fight, if the scenario, as I mentioned, scenario 1, 2, 3 on 1 versus 1, how we go about. I think we better rather focus on this rather than talk about those area which have a lot of uncertainties, which is not happen or might be happen, and when we leave it on secondary. Priority, PN have to win. Thank you.
Okay,
Are you intending to offer yourself as a candidate for next general election?
All the politicians, all the pemimpin, I think they wanted to be the candidates and all this. But whether is a candidate or not, PN or Perikatan Nasional Pusat will make the final decisions.
Okay.
Atau do you think gerakan is more winnable in Penang?
Huh? Oh, my deputy say depends on rakyat lah. Rakyat say we are winnable, then we are winnable.
Thank you.